Should we do some Redbar in the Wild? A very exciting Redbar in the Wild, right? You want to do that?
Got some good ones.
Throw on some wild music because this is one of the more exciting Redbar in the Wilds we've ever done. If you need to go grab a drink or something and get situated, sit down and relax, get all your stuff. Because this Redbar in the Wild is one of the best we've ever had, I think. Redbar in the Wild, of course, is a segment where we go, oh my God, this guy's talking about Redbar, or holy shit, this guy mentioned Redbar, or something happened with somebody big and it's about Redbar. I can't believe it. Now remember, if you get us in the wild, you could earn up to $100 by getting us in the wild. So if you trick a podcast into talking about us, you'll get $100 for your support. Okay, this is how we market the show now, and it's working very well. Redbar does no marketing besides Redbar in the Wild. It's all organic. Of course, this is the biggest one of the week. People, well, not the biggest, but a big one. 2Lazy2Try! We finally fucking got on 2Lazy2Try. My life, seriously, everything has changed since 2Lazy2Try. Everybody saw this one. 2Lazy2Try made a video about Santino and Bobby Lee. Apparently, someone from the Bad Friends show took one of their videos down and gave 2Lazy2Try a strike on his channel because they didn't like his fair use clips that he was using. And 2Lazy2Try used some examples from us showing that Santino has a past. He's been doing this type of stuff before.
He's pretty lucky that he had us to help prove his point.
Isn't that nice? So we almost got a whole video on us here. This is called Comedians Are Losing Their Minds Over Mean Comments. And basically the whole video is kind of about this Bad Friends video that they did that was taken down. But then it's a lot about us. Now, before I play this, this is so weird because before we watched this, I was getting so many comments about this, so many messages, and something that I saw a lot in the comments, that's too lazy, by the way, something that I saw a lot in the comments were people, I was really scared because all the comments were saying, Mike is not going to like this. Mike is not going to be happy when he sees this. And we watched it, really nervous. We watched it all the way to the end.
We were scared to watch it the night before it came out. We were sitting there all tired, and we were about to click it, and we were like, we can't watch this horrible video.
This is going to be a huge expose about me. I'm fucking through. So, we're seeing all these comments. Mike's not going to like this. Mike's going to be pissed. I can't believe 2Lazy did this to Mike. Guys, that couldn't have been farther from the truth. We loved it, and 2Lazy was very nice to us and actually helped us explain the situation where we've been being harassed by these guys for years. We had to move to Tucson and get away from these guys.
Went into hiding.
And he's finally, I feel free now. I can finally go back to Chicago because now people are aware of this. Maybe they'll help me out. We already returned all our guns to the gun store. Here we go. Let's hear this stuff. 2Lazy2Try. Should we just go to 235? Start there?
So, I don't know if everyone knows the story, but he made the most innocent video about Bobby being late to Bad Friends.
Yeah.
And then Bobby copyright striked it.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that too. Who actually did this strike? We're going to find out here on Redbar, and we're going to put those people, hold them responsible for what they did. Okay, here we go. So there's Joe Rogan. Let's take a listen.
Most are the ones that are the worst at handling it, unfortunately. And usually the way they react to it shows they're not very good at handling it because they'll have the worst response. You could see a video about yourself and just ignore it like Joe Rogan says, or you could watch it and just be like, all right, whatever, this is what the internet does. Or you can watch it and respond to it, or you can pick the worst option here and try to have it removed because that usually draws the most attention and shows people that you're not very good at handling it. And you would think comedians would know this, but some of them, I guess, just don't get it. Like Andrew Santino, for example, he sees a video he doesn't like and has a meltdown.
There we go. Look at that. And they reference this, we know, report it. Fuck that cloud. Remember that? So I made this video code called It's Awful, Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino's low-effort bad friend set. Remember this from years ago? I put it on YouTube. And Santino, somebody sent it to him, and Santino says, "We know, report it, fuck that clown." We all know that chant, right? So he's trying to get my videos reported. Uh-oh. Let's hear.
Fans to go report it. This happened when him and Bobby first started Bad Friends, and their original setup, their studio here, did not look too good.
Oh, by the way, if you think this is some small-time deal, 299K views. This just came out 2 days ago. We're at 299K. I consider that 299K new fans. Seriously, I went out, I bought a new car.
Do you think that these guys are going crazy that these channels get the same amount of views as their podcasts?
I know,
or
isn't
more?
this nuts? They're really getting... Where did all these people come from all of a
2Lazy2Try
sudden?
gets quadruple the views of Crystalia, The Fighter and the Kid, like most podcasts except for the biggest ones.
195K subscribers, 195,000 subscribers. That's almost as much as how many Scars Club subscribers. So what's 195K times 11? That's how much I make a month. Okay, so here's this coverage. I thought this coverage was great, really. And the fact that that's why we're celebrating here, the fact that 300K people have seen this, they're hearing my story, a story that maybe only 10K people even knew. I'm honored, and I think 2Lazy, I would do anything.
We have the perfect video for the courts.
This is the perfect video for the courts. The public knows about this now. And Redbar is just bigger than ever. I've actually been getting apology emails from a lot of the podcast community that once hated me. They said, "We are so sorry." The Fighter and the Kid Reddit made me an honorary mod to apologize to me for how they've been treating me. They said, "You are actually really cool, and we like you now." So things are looking good.
You've been in there deleting posts, banning people.
Well, they're putting all those posts back, hundreds of posts. Okay, let's hear this. Guys?
I mean, they just look uncomfortable sitting there. It looks like they're working at an office job or something, and they just have random decorations up. I mean, Bobby's Red Bull and cigarettes are the only thing in that room that give it some kind of personality or like theme or something. It's clearly just random shit they put up. So some people in the comments were making fun of it, and Joe Rogan, he even goofed on it a little bit, which we'll get to. But also Redbar ended up posting a video about how low effort the podcast is and how ugly the set is and everything.
Hair.
And it really was
104K views. And by the way, look how I was just a little kid back then, huh? Just a little kid.
So
you know how
much.
tall I was back then? 5'6". Bad podcast. How about that, huh? Now, back when I was making these videos, we stopped posting on YouTube because we were starting to get too big. And we don't want this show to be big. This
and it's
is
also kind
true.
of gay to make your own clips.
It is. I think we like how the clippers are doing it for us now, because to pick out your own clip from an 8-hour show and say, this is what you should be watching, you're basically saying this was the best.
And we don't know. It's up
for
to
the
you
show.
guys
We don't
to
know
decide
what
your
is.
favorite part was.
We have stopped using YouTube. Our show is not intended for the public. It is a private experience. People steal these clips. They post them on YouTube, but we do not use YouTube. And boy, does the internet know it, because I checked my YouTube subscribers today thinking we must have 100K by now. 48K still. Nobody. You know how many new subscribers I got this year? 560. So, but I hear every day I get 10 messages. Just found Redbar, loved the show. Every day the show is growing, but nobody is
you don't post
signing
on there.
up. But you should still sign up. If I liked a show, I'd follow them everywhere, right? So we're doing
You should
very
drop
good.
a music video on there.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do something. No. We do not participate in the main line. Okay. All these people complain about YouTube and these companies. Well, then don't use it. Like me. We don't play with these people. We don't work with the enemy. Okay, listen to this.
It wasn't that big of a deal. Redbar's video had maybe 10, 20,000 views.
Nope.
And most people, I feel like, would have been able to just brush it
So
off.
a lot of people thought that was like a diss to me. That Redbar's video. Do you know how many 10 to 20K? That's a lot of views. To me, that's still a lot of views. You know, we can't lose our minds here thinking that that's nothing. 20K fans?
It's a lot of fans.
So, but people thought I would get, like, mad at that? I would never, I mean, even if he made a whole video tearing me apart, I would be ecstatic. I've been waiting for 2Lazy2Try to mention me for 2 years. The number 2.
10, 20,000 views, and most people I feel like would have been able to just brush it off and been like, all right, he's just being a hater or whatever. But it clearly touched a nerve with Santino, probably because there's some truth to it. So when somebody posted it to Twitter, and I think they tagged Santino in it, he responded and said, "We know, report it, F that clown," which is just a hilarious response, because what does he want people to
Can't say fuck on YouTube. I was noticing that, and we'll show you this later, all your favorite YouTube shows, they can't really say any bad words. Imagine. And then they have sponsors, too. Not too lazy, but all these shows have sponsors. Imagine saying something like I would say on the show. Remember that sticker I held up? You couldn't hold that sticker up if you had sponsors. Even if they were okay with it, just out of politeness, you wouldn't want to do that in front of professional people, right? So you would hold back. Think about that. Okay, here.
What this for? You know, you can't just report somebody for making fun of you on the internet. And I feel like a comedian should be the first one to understand
so ugly.
this. Like, was he going to report this for hate speech or something? And then him addressing this, now everybody's like, wait, he actually cares what Redbar thinks? Like, he actually cares about this video with 15,000 views? And it's not like everybody was even just agreeing with him in this video. You know, some of the top comments were saying that Redbar is just being a hater. And I think the video had more dislikes than likes. So he should have easily been able to ignore this.
They thought I would get mad about that. That it had dislikes.
Like, right, the guy's just being a hater. Who cares? You know, I'll let him have his fun. But instead, this clearly got to Santino, which would have been fine if he didn't make everybody aware that it got to him. Because then everybody's like, damn, this guy takes himself way too seriously. He really can't handle being goofed on a little bit. And just in case that tweet wasn't enough evidence of this, Bobby Lee and Brian Redban both confirmed that Andrew lost his mind over this.
But all he does is just trash all our friends. Like, every comic
this
we
is interesting. He's showing this old clip. I loved this clip from Redban. Redban was the one who let us know that Santino's after us. This is when Brian Redban hated us. Remember that? Now we're friends.
How far we've come.
Hey, 2Lazy2Try, can you put a video out tomorrow showing clips from our new studio, please? Because this video is a bunch of old clips of us. I don't want people to think I still got this dusty old beginner's studio. Can you make a video showing the best of Redbar tomorrow, maybe? And the best clips from the new studio? Thank you.
But all he does is just trash all our friends.
Oh my God, Denny was on there?
Every comic we know.
Denny was on this episode with Look at this. Oh my God, I forgot this happened. Look at this. This is from Brian Redban's old podcast in LA. Josh, Denny, his new girlfriend, who I'm going to be going to dinner with soon. I hope I...
No, that's Esther.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. That's Esther Koo. Fuck. I really... Okay, and then look at this. The king, Brian Holtzman. This was on Brian Holtzman's podcast. He had Denny on. Redban was the producer, so I can't believe this. Look, Denny is in a 2Lazy2Try video. That's what Xander meant. Xander said Denny's going to put this in his IMDb credits. This is the most views Denny's ever had. 299K within a 2Lazy2Try video, in a video of mine on Brian Redban. Okay. Look at this. So they're all discussing me. Let's hear that again.
And Brian Redban both confirmed that Andrew lost his mind over this.
But all he does is just trash all our friends. Like, every comic we know.
Me, Santino.
Oh, Santino.
Hinchcliffe.
I think Santino's about to go there and just murder him. You know?
Wow, Santino's about to go there, Chicago, and murder him. Imagine that, being murdered from a guy from the show Dave on FX.
Redban, can you text Denny and tell him that you're friends with us now?
Yeah, can you tell everybody that you're friends with us now?
You don't have to tell everyone, just Denny.
Just Denny. Okay, let's see.
He was psychologically attacked by some online trolls that attack bad friends.
Yes.
Listen to this.
Oh, okay.
And that's enough.
Put him in a mood.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Well, first Andrew Santino.
So that's Bobby Lee saying that I put Santino in a mood. That's what we're hearing here.
Okay.
And that's enough.
Put him in a mood.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Well, first Andrew Santino put me in a mood. He's screaming and all that stuff.
Screaming.
Yeah, so since he handled this so poorly, it made it even better
Look how
when
happy
Joe
I used to
Rogan
be.
started making fun of his studio right to his face.
If you go to this week's
gonna love
episode,
this.
go to episode 3. And
What's with the shelf? Who's the designer?
this is half of the stuff we talk shit about it from our fans.
Well, who put that together?
The producer.
You have a producer that decorates?
No, we just told him to throw stuff on the wall.
Don't worry about it, Joe,
Just
don't
put up
worry.
some shit on the
Why
wall.
don't you put some stuff on the wall that represents what you like?
We're gonna. It's brand new. We just started the whole thing. We haven't done it yet. Also,
You need an American flag behind you. That should be what we all
What's
do
this?
now.
go to episode 3. Go to episode 3.
So even Joe agrees, and you could tell Santino's like, oh, why'd you have to bring this up? Can we please just move on? And now since everybody knows Santino is sensitive about this, it makes it even funnier. And now more people start to pay attention to the set. Like a few episodes in, they kept changing it every episode, and people wouldn't have thought about it too much, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if Santino had just ignored that Redbar video, but instead he responded to it with like the worst response possible. So also recently on my channel, I had a video where I talked
So
about...
then he shows how bad friends got their video removed.
Go give him a view.
What's that?
Go give 2Lazy
Oh,
a
yes,
view
please
on
give
this.
2Lazy a view and subscribe to his channel. Give it 5 bangs. We're big 2Lazy supporters. I actually think, and this isn't to stir anything up between the three of them, there's 3 channels right now. I think 2Lazy was the first, but now you've got Podcast Cringe. Is he the Indian guy?
No, the British guy.
Who's the Indian guy?
Enforcement.
Podcast Enforcement. Now, he did a nasty video about me early in his career when he first started this. I don't know if he's changed his mind yet about me. I would like to reach out an olive branch to him. And then you've got Podcast Cringe, who's the UK guy, who let us know what the Streisand effect means. I would say, and this isn't to start any beef with anyone, I would say 2Lazy, just like they say I'm the king of the hate stuff, 2Lazy is the king of this type of stuff. I would say it goes 2Lazy2Try, and then it's a tie for the Indian guy and the UK guy, Podcast Enforcement and Podcast Cringe. But 2Lazy is above them,
I
right?
like comedy enforcement that you can see what he looks like.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it.
I like to see the expression of the guy who's telling me this.
Well, that guy did a nasty video about me. I wonder if he'll do a video about me tomorrow where he says he got it all wrong and he likes me now. That would be something. That would be something I'd give him maybe $5,000 to do. These channels can make or break me. We got to figure this out.
It cost us like $11,000 for this 2Lazy2Try video.
It was $12,000 I had to give 2Lazy2Try to do this one. Let's go to 1813. Let's use my little kit here that was made by that guy. We're going to go to 1513, right? And listen, now they're going to cover the Sam Tripoli and Joey Diaz part. This was great. We were dying laughing when we saw this because we really couldn't believe it. The way he says this is so nice because now people could finally see what we've been dealing with here. And you're going to hear some threads.
Now.
Listen to
but
this.
Another comedian that has had trouble ignoring this is Sam Tripoli with Redbar once again. I don't know what exactly Redbar said about him. I think Sam claims that he said something about his kids, which I don't know. If that is true, if he's talking about his kids, I think that's too far.
Okay, so this is the big thing that everybody does online. If he is talking about his kids, that's too far. Okay. Well, how about this? Because this is kind of the word on the street now that I've been doing all this stuff to their kids. So for Joey and Sam, guys, please show the world everything that I've done or said about your kids. Please show them so that people can stop thinking, using their imagination, thinking, oh my God, these kids, we must protect the kids. Please show them what I've done to your kids. That's all I ask. So that we could clear up this kids thing. But I do have another point, so everybody on the internet. This is a tradition that you've been brainwashed into thinking. Kids grow up. Sam Tripoli here, he was once a kid. Now imagine, don't you wish we could go back in time and make fun of him when he was a kid? Stop him from becoming what he is today? There's nothing special about kids. Brendan Schaub's kid is in the hospital right now for cosmetic surgery. He's getting implants. You see, Brendan made a video crying. He's got to take a whole week off. He had to cancel a whole show because his daughter's in the hospital. Yeah, probably getting a big fake butt. So stop caring about the kids, okay? And I didn't go after anyone's kids. This is a lesson in free speech. He's got a thing on his arm that says First Amendment, right? The amendment to care about free speech. We wanted to test his free speech. We tested it by making a cute, light song about his children called Tears in Heaven by, I mean, if you want to be mad at somebody, get mad at Eric Clapton because he is actually the creator of this song. I just repeated it. So, before everybody gets mad, Sam is after me and wants me dead because I sang Tears in Heaven, an Eric Clapton song, and I sang this to his kids. I guess this was a death wish on his kids.
As a free speech test.
This was a free speech test. He failed the test. So when you see this in the comment threads, say, no. This was a free speech test because these guys are free speechers. They're always bragging about how there should be no limits in comedy. And they're so mad at the woke. Well, they're the woke ones now, aren't they, when it comes to them kids?
But
okay?
I don't blame 2Lazy2Try. These guys have to be mature.
You have to, yes, of course. Everyone has to be mature. Remember, the coolest thing in the world now is to be the best, most mature, most responsible person. We don't believe in that here at Red Bar.
I don't want everybody going after kids. That's our thing.
There's no comedy in maturity, okay? So when you're talking about giving a kid a lick, you're taking a risk, okay? Louis J. Gomez was able to deal with it. I made a whole romantic song about Louis J. Gomez kid. He loved it. You saw Owen Benjamin I played earlier. Cut to that, Clippers. Never talk about my kids, they say. Well, and, Owen has a message for you, okay? Owen has a message about the going after kids stuff.
And Owen's a really good guy, so
exactly.
anything that he said.
That's why I'm using this. So here's Owen in his beautiful home. A home more beautiful than anything I'll ever fucking afford. Listen to what he says. You've heard this probably.
And, it's a perfect match. Redbar was doing jokes about that he was going to send me caskets for my children because he wants them to die. And I thought it was funny. Because Redbar was doing jokes. He wasn't calling CPS. He wasn't trying to destroy my community. He was trying to say he looked at me and he thought, what does this man love? What does he hold sacred? What can I say to get him to react? So what did he do? He made fun of me for believing God and wanted to say my kids are being in a little casket. And I actually saw it as high level skill. I never was offended. It actually made me feel I had more respect for him after. I swear to God. Thank you. And that doesn't mean you guys can do it. You're not good at it. All you little gammas, you don't even know what you're doing.
Owen Benjamin, I said, we should get some baby caskets for his kids. He loved it. He understood the brilliance in this comedy.
The chat is calling this a First Amendment audit.
Yeah, and you failed. You're not a free speecher. You do have a line. And guess what? Those people that you make fun of every day, the woke, they have a line, and that line is just as important to them. You don't appreciate their line. But when it comes to you, your line must be respected. Or
go after anybody's kids or anybody's family that's not a public person. But, I don't know for sure. Like, also, Brendan Schaub uses this excuse a lot. He'll be like, you can go after me, but once you start talking about my kids, that's another story, which I would understand, but I haven't seen anybody talk about his kids.
Yeah, we need to all stop understanding that. I hope I've made this perfectly clear. Kids are in limits. I've declared it. And guess what? I verified this with social media. They're all for it, okay?
Checked.
Listen to this, though. Sam's going to tell you, and then Sam's going to do something that is actually over the line for me. So you'll hear this. Listen.
Fight in the Kids subreddit, they don't post about that. I've never talked about them. I would never do that. I haven't seen any channels talk about that, so I don't know for sure. But whatever Redbar did to Sam Tripoli, he set this guy off. Like, I believe he hired a private investigator. He's trying to track him down. I think Redbar had to go into hiding. It was crazy.
Is Redbar gone before me? I don't know, dude. I would love to meet up with him. Just talk to him. Face to face.
Face to face.
I'm going to one day. I don't care what he does. If he comes back, I don't fucking care. Got to come up for air sometime, mother.
I just want to say something. This was before the wonderful new studio and season 20, right? So how many years ago has this been since he said he's going to get me?
3, 2.5?
2.5 years. I still haven't been beat up. So who's lying now? I thought I was going to die. I've come up for air. I'm out. I'm at public. I'm at all these comedy shows. I've gone to your comedy shows. I said hi to you. You ran. You hid. So why aren't I in the hospital yet? Let's find out. But we don't want to taunt him. We don't want to go to the hospital, of course.
We're happy that we came to this agreement.
My line is the hospital. My line is the hospital. So if you do that, then you're dead. Listen to this. By the cops.
Got to come up for air sometime, mother. I'm telling you, dude, he went too far. It's not cool. What he did, I'm going to fuck him up for it. I'm going to fuck up his wife, too.
I'm going to fuck up his wife, too, which is a human girl. So I never said I was going to fuck up his kids. I just said they wore helmets. He wants to physically beat up Jules, which is over the line. But even I don't draw a line at that. I allow people to say that all the time. You want to kill Jules? Come kill her.
I think I would win.
We would both win because of what we would do in this big fight. You know, we would end up killing you in the fight. So that's probably why he hasn't done it. Let's hear some more.
What he did, I'm going to fuck him up for it. I'm going to fuck up his wife, too. He fucking did it, too. So it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. You don't do that, dude. Okay? I do pinata me all a lot. And every time he puts out a video, that's another minute of beating that guy gets. I'm telling you, bro. You got to come up for air.
So the minutes are stacking up here. We're going on like, this is an
hours and hours of beatings that have not taken place yet.
Do you think it's just like a long punch, like a movie where he punches each hand over and over? Is he setting up like a table with like torture, scissors, and little drills and stuff, and you're tied up?
What's so weird about this is I don't know how, I literally don't know how anyone think they could beat me up. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. You got to come up for air.
Yeah, so I don't know what Redbar said about him. You know, if he wants to show that Redbar's out of line, like maybe play a clip of him talking about his kids or something.
Show it.
I don't know, but like if you're just making videos making fun of somebody on the internet, that shouldn't be your reaction. Like you shouldn't take it that serious to where you're hunting the guy down. Like also Joey Diaz, he had an even worse reaction and he was acting like he was part of the mob, like started threatening him and everything. It got pretty crazy. And it's funny because it always starts with like, yeah, I saw his goofy videos, you know, it's just stupid. We laugh about him all the time.
Every 2 weeks I get a fucking call from a friend of mine or Theo.
Every 2 weeks.
We just goof on this guy. We just laugh. It's not even because if you have any street knowledge, if you know the way life works at all, he's gonna get his eventually.
Yeah, so at first it seems like a normal reaction, you know, he just finds it amusing, him and Theo laugh about it, and it seems like he's
Theo
not taking
Von
it
knows
that seriously, and he says he knows eventually Redbar is going to get his, you know, like people are going to make fun of him, or, you know, people are going to make fun of my channel eventually, like it's just how the internet works. Why not just naturally let it happen? But instead, he just starts threatening him like crazy and gets so serious about it. And he acts like he's in the mob or something. It's wild. Like, I've never seen anything like this. And you know Rogan had to give him a call right after this and be like, dude, you can't just be threatening people because they make fun of you on the internet. And it's funny. At one point, he's like, yeah, you can call the police on us, but then we're going to show them the videos that you made about us. And it's not going to look good. But it's like, what videos? Like, just some stupid YouTube videos? You think the police are going to care about that?
Well, see, anybody who serves a dish correctly is going to give you time to breathe. They're going to let you settle down in Tucson and go back to Chicago and think the coast is clear. And you least expect it one night, you're going to run out of that fucking whiskey you drink and you're going to go to the liquor store, and there's going to be a guy there with a bat, and he's going to hit you across the fucking head, maybe hit you across the legs, maybe hit you across the back. You're going to wake up with blood all over you and go to a fucking hospital. And you know how bad you're going to feel in that hospital? After somebody hit you in the fucking head with a bat and you got stitches. Oh my God. And God forbid if your wife is with him, because your wife had a good time on there too, laughing. Remember how they made Rogan be guilty for laughing at my joke? Your wife is guilty of laughter.
That is the... Your wife is guilty of laughter. So they're going to hurt her too with the bat when I go to the liquor store. Good luck.
Every time I see this video, it's crazier than the last time I watched.
It's insane. I just can't believe it. The Joey Diaz. He was just on Joe Rogan. Joe, can you play this clip on the next Rogan? Your fans got to see what he's been saying to me. You know how triggering it is to see Joey Diaz and Sam Tripoli on Rogan? And Rogan's like, you guys are the best. The best? They're trying to kill me and my wife. Joe Rogan is guilty of supporting my captors.
Do you think that we could hire Hella Mark to go beat up Sam Tripoli for us?
I think we can, because I think Hella Mark would love the paycheck. Hella Mark, would you like to be my personal security guard? It will pay way more than Fighter and the Kid pay.
Because they already had their chance. We've been waiting for 2 years for them to come kill us. Nothing's
and no one
happened.
could beat up Hella Mark. I mean, good luck trying to beat up Hella Mark. Hella Mark, would you like to be my security? And you can make my TikToks, too.
Maybe this is like a turn-based game where in order to move on, we have to make the next move.
Yeah, maybe.
Which should be sending Hella Mark to their door.
Yeah.
And
great idea.
He can lift their car. They're not getting out. They're not going nowhere.
I don't know if you could lift this guy's car. All right, let's hear the rest of this.
Rogan be guilty for laughing at my joke? Your wife is guilty of laughter. So if she's with you, I'm sure they're going to bust her in the fucking mouth too. So is this what you really want out of your life? Is this what was this podcast talking shit about people really worth you hiding?
And he's always like, is it worth it? Is some stupid podcast worth it?
Yes.
Yeah, is it worth chasing the guy down and threatening him and going to jail over it? I mean, that's the real question. Like,
he wouldn't go to jail. I wouldn't press any charges if he killed my wife. Because that would be gay. Seriously. I will never involve the cops.
Care so much. You know, I could obviously understand why they don't like Redbar and why they hate him and everything.
Oh, really?
But to go out of your way to find him and threaten him and try to chase him down, that is wild. You know, like the people I talk about, I understand they don't like me, they don't like my channel, even though some of them do. You know, like Steve-O and Ethan Klein, he says he watches my channel.
I hope Joey Diaz and Sam Tripoli go find Jason Alexander and beat the living shit out of him. There he is. He played George on Seinfeld. Talking all sorts of voices about it.
I think that's it.
Don't worry. 2Lazy2Try, I think, is getting a little worried here, thinking that these guys won't do anything. Trust me.
We'll protect you.
I've never had. You know how many times I've been threatened that I'm going to die, I'm going to get beat up? There's not a mark on me. Not a mark.
If anyone comes after you, tell them it was us. You can blame us.
Yeah, blame us.
I think that was pretty much it for our. He has a.
Let's see.
And I've shit on him a lot.
I don't want to blow
he just
his whole
doesn't watch the
video.
videos about himself. Like, most people understand this is just what the internet is like. If you can't handle somebody criticizing you or talking negatively about you, then it's probably not the place to be. And again, I don't know why Joey's so worked up about this. I think he also said Redbar was talking about his kids, which I don't know. You know, maybe he did cross the line somewhere. I know Joey did get upset when Redbar pointed out that
Joey's kids.
I don't know. I mean, I might have. I don't know what his kids look like.
I don't know of these kids.
I can't even believe he has kids. I mean, I can't. Has anyone seen these kids? Why is he having kids at 70 years old? What kind of kids? How old are they? 20? I mean, this guy looks older than my dad. I'm 41. So I don't understand.
Addicted to Xanax, And Joey actually responded to it, and he tried to prove him wrong, but then he just proved that he's taking Xanax. Like, that whole saga was pretty funny. I'm sure even comedians were laughing at that.
Thank you.
Joey should be able to laugh at that. But if this is what he's getting worked up over, like if this is his response, then this dude is out of control. I mean, it's not that serious. And if this is how you respond to it, maybe you should just stay off the internet.
Saying shit to people. Listen. Chris D'Elia, you went off on people. What do you think the result is going to be? I'm going to tell you.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to do it a la Frankie Five Angels.
Listen.
You ready for this?
Fuck, I thought it was over. See, there's always
This is your option, stupid.
These are my options. This is crazy. I mean, I'm so glad he put this part in. First of all, using Chris D'Elia is an example of people you shouldn't be going after. That's a little... What do they say on the internet? That aged well. But let's hear what my options are. This, to me, is the craziest part, okay? Listen to my options.
Ready for this? This is your option, stupid. Your option is to get some of that money from your father and pay off some of these comics. Give them 20 grand a piece, whatever. Face them, because now they're all going to...
Give the comics 20 grand a piece that you've been making fun of, or they'll beat me up. Joey Diaz from Joe Rogan. The mothership. 20 grand a piece? I'll do it. Give me their addresses.
And pay off some of these comics. Give them 20 grand a piece, whatever.
Wow.
Face them, because now they're all going to start hunting you down.
Oh.
And eventually they're going to find you outside and they're going to bust your fucking head. So if I was you, why don't you face these fucking guys? Be a fucking man. Apologize like a man. Take the punch to the head. It's not going to hurt. You'll go down. They'll rush you to the hospital. Maybe they'll cut you.
Sounds like it would hurt.
I don't need to hunt you down.
I don't want to go to the hospital.
If I bump into you, I will run you over with a fucking car.
If he sees me, he'll run me over with a car. We've gone over the reason we've gone over this, 3-4 times already, so it's not as exciting to us. But if you haven't seen this must be pretty shocking, huh?
Down. But if I ever bump into you, I will run you over with a fucking car. You know I'm crazy. You guys know that at this age group, I belonged in jail, right? Like right now at this age, 59, I thought I was going to be in jail. Right now I'm living a life of fucking Riley. I don't want to blow that for anybody, but for you, I would run you over with the car. I'm not going to pay nobody to get you. There's no Malanucci brothers. Phew. But I will see you someday, or someday. These people will see you. Whether it's D'Elia, whether it's Tripoli, and Tripoli means business. Whoa. Tripoli means business, dog. You're going to have to get out of this one. He's got... all these guys have the backing.
You wriggled out of that one easily.
Anybody from
got out of all of them.
They're gonna break your fucking arm.
My arm's
intact. You don't know what their
intact.
name is. You don't know who. Some Mexican attacked me and broke my arm. That's what's gonna happen to you. Or if you don't want to get hit. If I was
when
you,
Mike gets his arm broken by a Mexican, I'm just going to assume it's the guy from the weed store, so you're not even going to get the credit.
Exactly. We're going to assume it's the Mexicans that I've been harassing here locally. I've got a lot of Latin kings after me right now, so that would be a great cover.
That's what's going to happen to you. Or if you don't want to get hit, if I was you, I'd take the punch to the head. You're going to take a punch, 5 stitches, maybe a broken rib.
Yeah, so it's wild. He would say all that on a podcast. I mean, it's not that serious. Like, these are comedians. This is supposed to be our last line of defense. These are free speech warriors. Like, they'll talk about people should be able to say whatever they want and how bad cancel culture is.
Thank you.
Jokes can never really cross the line, and people should just stop being so sensitive. These people make a career off of saying the most offensive stuff possible. Sam Tripoli, he's going to say whatever he wants. Joey Diaz, he's going to do whatever he wants. I mean, if you remember on Joe Rogan's podcast a while ago, he told that story about how he used to make girls blow him to get stage time at one of the comedy places. And Joe Rogan loved it. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. He didn't care. And then also these people are good friends with Ari Shaffir, who drugged Bert Kreischer. He also made fun of Bert Kreischer's daughter, I believe. He also laughed when Kobe Bryant, his daughter, died. He made fun of that.
Whoa! Made fun of Kobe Bryant's daughter when she died in helicopter boy crash.
Oh my God.
This is your best friend.
Oh, got out of it again.
Thank God. 2Lazy2Try. We owe you our lives. Thank you.
Stop it. I'm 41 now. Yeah, I'm 41. I told you that, but we gotta go. I'm 41 now. Finally. Portion of this year. Hi.